Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm speaking to you from a very sunny West Wales, UK. It's a Sunday afternoon, and my friends and I were due to go to Pendine Sands, which is about 30 miles away, and watch the latest land speed record attempt for an electrical vehicle. However, it has been postponed until August because apparently they are waiting for some spare parts that have not arrived. Anyway, I thought I'd talk to you about EFI, EZ-EFI, that I have fitted to the Mustang. Now, there are many videos on YouTube talking about EZ-EFI, how easy it is to fit, etc. I don't think they give the full picture, which is why I'm making this video. Now, first thing is, of course, EFI, the EZ1 and others are sold as a retro kit to be fitted to older vehicles that were probably produced before EFI was even heard of. So your typical old vehicle will not have electric fans, will not have an electric fuel pump, will not have fancy air conditioning or anything else. You'll be fitting it to a quite basic vehicle which probably hadn't changed much in design since maybe pre-war days. Anyway, I'm fitting it to this year's 71 Mustang of mine. It's the only one I've fitted EFI to, so I cannot comment about Cadillacs, Camaros, lawnmowers, wheelbarrows or anything else, only the 71 Mustang. The car is mine, and therefore the opinions are mine. And they are based upon the fact that although I bought the EFI package in the States for about $1,700, I am fitting it in the UK with what we've got here. It's not so easy to get parts in the United Kingdom like it is in the States, where you've got Napa and other suppliers down every street, so I have to take that into account. Anyway, in defense or congratulations for EZ-EFI, I will tell you the following. I rebuilt the engine and gearbox and many other things on this car, put the whole lot together, installed an HEI distributor as well as the EZ-EFI, turned the key and it started straight away. Not even any gas pedal needed. It started and ran perfectly. So from that point of view, EZ-EFI, get 11 out of 10, probably even 12 out of 10. Well done indeed. However, other aspects of the design, I'm afraid they get 4, 5 or 6 out of 10, and I'll explain why as the video goes on. Now, I'm going to start inside the cab, which is where most people who go to a car show lean in through your window and have a little look around, or somebody you give a lift to gets to see. So let's just open the door, climb in, and I'll explain. By the way, the car is jacked up. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm not a dwarf. It just looks that way on the video. Okay, we're inside. Now, this is the only item you'll find inside. It's the handheld unit. Hold on, it's falling all over the place. And when you put the ignition on, it lights up in a very pretty blue manner and tells you all you need to know. That's very good. However, as it could be on display, you might even like it on display, and it's quite a nice item, why the hell has it got a grey cable which looks like it's from an old computer sticking out of the side? It's not discreet, it's not the same colour. Turn it over, there's no way of mounting it, so it either flops around the cab or you have to put it in the glove box where it rattles around. Next problem is, there are 2 cables. This black one gives it 12 volt power. Now they supply that lead, but for some strange reason they want you to plug it into the cigarette lighter. Hoping, of course, you've got a cigarette lighter, and hoping it hasn't got the sat-nav or something else plugged in. Why, oh why, didn't they increase the grey cable, but make that cable black, and run the whole lot in one go with a discrete ending on it? So that, I'm afraid, they only get 1 out of 10 for. The next thing, which is even worse, is this cable is about 5 or 6 millimeters in diameter, less than 1/4 inch. But of course the end, the terminal end, and it's got one on the other end and under the bonnet, I'll show you that in a minute, needs an 1.5 inch hole. So to run a 6mm cable through your bulkhead or firewall, you have to make an 1.5 inch hole, and that is just plain stupid, ridiculous and bad design. That should have been one cable. It should have been black, it should have been discreet. This should have had some degree of mounting ability. You should not have to either hide it out of embarrassment or put it in the glove box where it rattles round. So please, EZ-EFI, unless I've made a mistake. Can you sort that out for the next unit that I buy? Okay, let's go outside and have a little look. We'll start at the back of the car. Like most muscle cars, the petrol tank, the gas tank is going to be at the back. And you're going to want to have a fuel pump fitted to push the petrol all the way to the front. Now, your old carburetor car was running 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 psi. Your new fuel pump is going to be running at least 40, maybe 50 or 60 psi. Therefore, you cannot rely on your old your old petrol lines anymore. Just as you would repair and replace brake lines for safety, you have to replace your petrol lines for safety. In my case, the line going up, the metal line attached to the chassis, was still good enough that I trust it. But all the rubber components had to be renewed because they're old and they're going to be under more pressure. So as well as buying the unit, $1,700, you've got to fork out the money for lines, new Jubilee clips, fuel pump. Now, I've used the fuel pump from the old style, that's the E28, old style BMW. Pure stroke of luck, it runs at 43 psi. Maybe other cars do as well, I'm not totally sure. But in England, not difficult to get, not expensive, the right size connections to go on for the EZ-EFI, etc. That's quite handy. That's all mounted under the back there, away from mud and muck and dust and rubbish, etc. So you'll have to price for that. Now, because of course your old car would not have had a pressure regulator, hold on, I've just got to climb up on this here chair so I can show you, you're probably going to have to buy a pressure regulator. £60 in English money, $100 in American money. And you're going to have to run the lines to that, run the lines up to the EZ-EFI. So figure on the price of probably 7 or 8 meters of good quality flex and probably something like 20 Jubilee clips. Figure on the price of the fuel pressure regulator. Now, I'm just going to move the chair around and show you the other side. Hold on, hold on. Here is the brains, the EZ-EFI unit. You can see, rather than putting a hole, an 1.5 inch hole through my bulkhead, I actually chopped the wires and rejoined them. I didn't want to destroy my car that much. I know it's not a perfect car, but even so, I didn't want an 1.5 inch hole in my bulkhead to have to fill in again. Having said that, the rest of the wiring, some items strangely were too short. I had to extend this one for engine temperature. This is a 400 engine, it's not a huge engine, but that was 5 inches too short. Why didn't they leave the cables long, give you the appropriate fittings that you could shorten them and get them exactly right for your car? Why make them short so you have to extend them? That's kind of silly on something that costs a couple of grand. One thing down here, I've just tucked it away. You need this. It comes in the kit, and it's to process the signal from the distributor. You can probably mount it more closely and make it look prettier, which is what I'm going to do when I change the wiring a little bit. But it's included in the price, so no problems there. You just must remember to use it. Now, as I said before, it started straight away, so I've got no complaints from that point of view. I've yet to take the car on the road and try the fuel consumption, but I suspect it's going to be drastically better. Well, I certainly hope it's going to be better with the price of fuel in the UK. Now, just to go back around the other side for one moment, something that absolutely staggered me on an item that cost as much as this EZ-EFI cost. Hold on, I'm just going to take the top off. 2 seconds. I want you to see this. I just couldn't believe it. $1,600 to $2,000, and this, the connector for your accelerator cable, is not even supplied. Couldn't believe it. What would it cost? 5 cents? So I had to make my own out of an old nut and bolt until I can get to the States and pick up a good one. As I said, I'm working in Britain, I'm not in the States, things are more difficult to come by. Also, although they say this fits straight on and has the same fitments as a Holly, I took a Holly 780 off this, and unfortunately the kick down lever, etc., doesn't fit, so I've had to use a Bowden cable, a bit like a low car cable, but it's my own version thereof, and it's working, but don't expect that to fit straight away. I think that's about it. My main complaints are the fact that the stuff inside is untidy. The wiring needs a bit more sorting out, a bit more thinking, I think. They could make it slightly more tidy at the factory, but maybe it's a cost thing, I don't really know. Anyway, there we are. It's fitted, it works first time, it sounds jolly good, no problems. Next video will be after I give it a run. I can tell you what the fuel consumption is, better or worse. I hope it's a lot better. But so far pretty happy with the EZ-EFI. I'm happy enough that I would fit it to another car that I've got that's got a 302, a hopped up 302 in it. But of course, having fitted one, I'd be wiser the second time round and do things slightly better, because of course you've got more knowledge the second time around. There we are, time for a cup of tea. Next weekend, after this has had a spin and a little bit of a run in, because it's only done a few minutes running up on the blocks at the moment, I'll be able to give you a report on the fuel consumption. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to send this video to EZ-EFI in case they've got any comments on the stuff that I've explained about, and if they have, I will surely let you know. Okay, catch you later. Bye.